An important part of overcoming pornography is developing these overall structured coping skills. So many of us rely on these like moment, deep breathing, or whatever coping skills, when really what we need is to add structured coping skills for our life. Pornography appeals at times of vulnerability where we feel maybe emotionally disconnected, mentally not engaged or understimulated. We feel like socially disconnected, spiritually disconnected, physically maybe even alone. And in those moments of vulnerability is when pornography really begins to appeal to us. It's so important for us to not only overcome pornography and the appeal mentally, but to also decrease the frequency of our vulnerability. And we do this through structured coping skills. An example of one of these structured coping skills is taking time for our brain to think. 100 years ago, we maybe spent 20% of our time learning new information, but most of our time was spent thinking and processing information. Now that is totally opposite. I would say that most youth spend about 90% of their time getting new information, whether they're sitting in class, they have an earphone in between class, listening to music, podcasts on the drive, YouTube videos playing in the background, TV always on, even though we're doing something different. And they are constantly learning, even if that learning isn't really useful. Then we try to go to sleep at night, and our brain has so many unprocessed thoughts that it just sits there and runs through all of them, and we feel really mentally anxious, and we can't really fall asleep. This is a sign that we are under-processed, and we need to spend more time thinking about the information we're getting and less time taking new information in. We even have gotten to the point where we use apps or these satisfying videos, or even like something like The Office, which is what I used in college, to fall asleep, because it's easier for our brain to get easy information in than to let our brain just take time to think. So a structured coping skill we could add would be time where we're not getting any new information in. I do this on drives or on walks. I do this time where I let my brain just think. And after we get past those list of things that our brain is anxiously thinking of, we're able to really just begin to process, and we start to feel this. That structured coping skill is an example of how we can change our state and decrease our vulnerability to pornography.